Megs, welcome back to the American Girl Addiction. Today I'm here with my 3 Samanthas to compare the new 35th anniversary Samantha to the Pleasant Company and the Beforever. So as you can see, I have 3 Samanthas now. The first one was the second doll I ever got. My mom was able to find her for like 50 bucks or less used on eBay. So I had her, and then when Samantha returned from retirement, I wanted to get her, not just because she was Beforever and she was, back, but because as you can see here, there's a pretty clear difference between the Pleasant Company one that I had and the Beforever one they released. And I've heard a lot of people speculating this new 35th anniversary doll, is she closer to the Pleasant Company, shown here on the left, or closer to the Beforever over here on the right? So I am going to answer some of these questions, or try to. Alright, so right off the bat you can see the new 35th one, who is the one in the middle. She's dressed in the Pleasant Company meat outfit. Now, I did notice, and I noted this in my unboxing video, that the new one, her dress kind of crinkles more. Let's see if I can show that here. So, comparing the two versions, the material is actually more similar than I thought it was, but this one, as you can see, if I were to do like this and then do that same thing on this one just crinkles more. Now I gotta fix it. But yeah, so this one, it doesn't hold its form as well. Now it could just be because it's a newer dress, but I do think the fabric, it's a little more like satiny, where this one was more, I don't know, it's a slightly different material, but it is remarkably similar considering the fact that my Pleasant Company dress actually has the tag from West Germany. Now, it's worth noting, I don't have the white-bodied Samantha seen here. She has the flesh-colored, but she is, at least her dress is from Germany. I think she is also made in Germany. I don't know when they stopped doing that. I'll have to check on that, but so it could just be a matter of, this one on the left was made several decades ago in an entirely different country than this new one. So that could be a major factor. Another thing people have been kind of wondering about is the size of the dolls, because one thing that American Girl collectors know and older fans know is for the Beforever dolls, they slim them down. Now, it's worth noting, as someone who has like a ton of dolls, I don't have what I'm going to call an American Girl Samantha or like a Mattel Samantha. I have Pleasant Company and Beforever. So I do not have one from the period between about 2001 to 2008, which is when she retired. So my guess would be that the one in the middle, this 35th anniversary, she's somewhere in between the Pleasant Company and the Mattel. So looking here, here's this one's face. It's about this wide roughly, and I measured it earlier. It's the same width as the new 35th anniversary. And here we'll see, yeah, it's a good, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, maybe not that big, well, maybe a 4, like, it's definitely bigger. The two on the left, their face is bigger than the Beforever doll. After I filmed this part of the video, I actually went and measured the dolls' faces. The original Pleasant Company Samantha and the 35th anniversary Samantha both had about 3-inch faces, like 3-inch wide. But the Beforevers was a good 1/4 of an inch, maybe even a little, like, her face was only like 2.5 or 2 3/4 long. I also wanted to note that the 35th anniversary Samantha, her cheeks aren't as chubby as the original Pleasant Company doll's cheeks. So I heard a little bit about that. So once again, I think she's just more like the Mattel version of Samantha, but her face is about as wide as the Pleasant Company. I also looked at their bodies earlier, and it's hard to tell here, but they're all roughly the same, which it could just be because my Pleasant Company isn't fully stuffed. She barely stands on her own, which is why she's leaning on the back there where the other two are more standing. But their bodies are pretty similar, although you can kind of tell by the dress. The West Germany dress here looks like it's kind of wider than this dress here, but it's a very negligible difference. Like, I think the middle one, the 35th anniversary doll, I think she would fit in all of the Pleasant Company clothes and all of the Mattel clothes. Like, the Pleasant Company, she's somewhere, I think, in between them. Not as thin as the Beforever, but not necessarily as wide as the bodies for most of the Pleasant Company dolls. Now, in terms of coloring, my Pleasant Company Samantha is old, so I don't know if all of them are like this, but you see she has like really white, washed out skin. And I have washed her recently, so she's not dirty, even though it might be a little hard to tell in the picture. All right, I got some better lighting, so it should be easier to see. So the Pleasant Company doll is a lot lighter in the face than either of the other two, the 35th or Beforever. But I don't know, hopefully you can see in terms of the like skin coloring, the Beforever is actually more flushed than the 35th. The Beforever here has these like blush almost on the cheeks, rosier cheeks, which are just really not there or not as prevalent in the new version. Also, their lips. Here you can kind of see it side by side. The Beforever has darker lips, more pink lips than the 35th anniversary. So from what I can tell, since the 35th is somewhat in between the two, in a lot of ways. The bangs are a little bit different. You see here, Beforever has longer bangs. And it's hard to tell in the picture, but their eyes are slightly different as well. Here we have her eyes. And then her eyes. So they're, yeah, you can't really tell, but the eyes are a little different. I think they are closer to the Pleasant Company eyes, but they all look kind of similar in the picture, but in real life, her eyes are much closer to the Pleasant Company. The hair is pretty substantially different between the three of them, partially due to the fact that they're from such different times. So again, we see she's kind of in between them in terms of how wavy her hair is and how dark her hair is. So I guess my ending verdict is she looks much more like the Pleasant Company version of Samantha than the Beforever, which a lot of people will probably be happy to hear. I'm definitely happy about that. I would say she seems like she would be or is very similar to the Mattel Samantha, because when they switched from like the thicker, wider Pleasant Company dolls, they went to again, there isn't really a way to explain it. They were thinner, but weren't as thin as Beforever. They also, their faces were more flushed, but not as done up as the Beforever. The Beforever dolls, some of them almost look like they're wearing makeup, and that's not how the Mattel or like American Girl dolls in the 2000s were. So that's probably what I would best compare it to in terms of just the dress and everything. She looks like the newer Samanthas I've seen that were in between Beforever and the Pleasant Company.